everybody. I am Mary from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and thank you for joining me for another weekly live chat here at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. My normal weekly live chat is on Thursdays, but this week I went live on Wednesday the 1st to discuss our different garden challenges. We have two separate garden challenges for 2023, and I hope you join us. It's going to be kind of fun. I'm kind of feeling the Friday today. It's been a crazy week so far, and we still have a couple days. Well, we still have a day ahead of us for the week, at least for the work week at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. So, thank you for bearing with me here. We had some technical difficulties last time around. Hang on just a second. Hey, Denise, thank you for joining us. All right, so today we're going to talk about peppers, and we're just going to talk about the basics. We're going to talk about some seed starting. We're going to talk about general information about growing peppers from seed. So before I get started, I will share with you in the description section of this video. Hey, John Booker and hey, Kay Fisk, thanks for joining you, waving from Ben Wheeler, Texas. That's all right. So before we get started, I want to share, hey Kirsten, hey Alan, we got a lot of our regulars joining me this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Peppers are a hot topic. Peppers are fun to grow. You have so many unique varieties from seeds. Hey Spartacus, so many unique varieties of heirloom seeds available that you can't get at a nursery, at the big box nurseries that we discussed a couple days ago. So before I get started, in the description section of this video, you will find a link to my comprehensive planting guide. It is packed full of helpful information to help you grow an awesome garden. There's also an email sign-up link in there that you can do. You can sign up, add your email, you're good to go. That will give you information about what's going on at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. If you don't follow us on social media, the email is a fantastic option. All right, so let's talk about, I need to read all the comments. I need to see who all's here, and okay, here we go. So if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because there's a lot of great information there. Hey, will it grow? All right, so let's go to, sorry, I have a tiny kitten trying to get out of the room right now because they are insane right now. Just let them out. Sorry. If you don't know, we got tiny terrors. They're insane. They run around like crazy and then they crash. It's like a mosh pit every day here. So thanks for bearing with me. All right, so you don't have to soak pepper seeds, but I soak my pepper seeds. So I want to start with that little tidbit. Denise Porter, everybody. Hey, Mom. Thanks for joining me. I can't wait to see you next week. Shh, don't tell anybody. So I soak my pepper seeds, and I mentioned that in like a random gardening group one day, and the lady goes, I kind of add a little sass to it because kind of inferred that there was no science behind soaking your seeds and you didn't really need to soak seeds. So I will tell you this. I personally like to soak my seeds because a lot of harder shelled seeds can benefit greatly from soaking them because it softens up that seed and allows the little teeny sprout inside to just burst through. Think about it. You've got some pretty hard seeds that we carry, like nasturtiums. They look like tiny little brains, but they can benefit from soaking because it softens that outside. I have heard people soak in a diluted chamomile tea. I've never used it before, but I might try it this year. I do have a ton of peppers already growing in the garden. So, well, not in the garden, in the grow tent because it's freezing outside and I'm not planting anything. Willow Grow says I never soak pepper seeds. See, there you go. Everybody has a different way. You could literally ask 5 different pepper growers or 5 different tomato growers how they grow their from seed, and you'll probably get 6 or 7 different answers because there's not a specific way that you have to grow. I'm just going to share with you some of my tips today. So today we're talking about peppers. Ooh, I almost forgot something. I'm going to do a giveaway. during this video, actually at the end of this video, since you're all here. I cannot do it on live comments, but as soon as this video finishes up, which will be in about 15 minutes, please comment. Wait till the video to post, and then in the comment section, not the live chat section, in the general comment section, just let me know that you watched the video and you want to enter the giveaway. So I'm going to do it based on comments. I use something called Comment Picker, and I'm going to give away Mary's pepper seed combo pack. So this is a really fun one. You've got Tabasco pepper, you've got Anaheim pepper. You didn't know we were going to do a giveaway tonight, right? It says peppers and more, so I didn't really explain that, but I wanted to give you kind of a surprise. Chocolate baby bell pepper, black Hungarian pepper, red cherry sweet pepper, Big Jim hot pepper. Oh, we have some awesome pepper seeds in this one. So, like I said, as soon as I'm done with my live chat, it takes a minute or two for the video to load up to YouTube just to kind of finish up, and then comment on the actual video, not during the live chat. All you need to do is comment in the regular comment section, and you need to be in the US or Canada in order to win the giveaway. That's it. And I will comment as well when I'm done. So let me read some of these comments here. Spartacus, I've never heard of soaking seeds. Mostly hear of soaking beans. I don't even soak my beans, really. Kirsten says, I don't typically soak my pepper seeds. The only seeds I usually soak are peanuts, but I'm always open to giving it a shot. Totally up to you. Sometimes I soak, sometimes I just don't have time, or I don't even think about it, but I do tend to soak pepper seeds. I only do it for 24 hours, but it's not necessary. What else? Pepper seeds generally germinate in 7 to 10 days, but super hots can take up to 4 to 6 weeks. So have patience. I love super hots. I love super hots. Jacqueline, if you're just joining me, we've got a giveaway at the very end, so stay tuned to the very end of the video, and then watch the replay when you're done. Never thought of soaking peanuts. I've never soaked peanuts either, so that's a good thought. I love that we can share some information here. Now here's the really important part of germinating pepper seeds. Optimal germination temperature of your soil is 80 to 90 degrees. So I was talking with my friend. She has a grow tent as well, and she was going to put it outside in a garage. But then she realized that that garage is about 30 degrees right now because it's freezing outside. We got down, I think, to 26, 27 degrees this week. If you didn't know, East Texas, ice storm, we're not built for this kind of weather. And I'm newer to freezing temperatures. So starting seeds outside is going to be pretty tough if you don't have some extra equipment. So the grow tent I have is indoors, so I don't necessarily have to worry about the freezing temperatures. It stays in my tent, it stays almost 80 degrees, so it's good. Let me see, hang on. Will your heat mats, get your heat mats now, folks? You will need them. Yes, exactly. Hey, Doc, that one's an okay one, just in the future. Alan, hey, Alan, thanks for joining us. You're close to us too. So heat mats, I was just going to discuss that as well. If you don't use a heat mat, you might struggle to start seeds indoors, especially if you don't keep wherever you have your indoors warm enough. Hey, Nate, thanks for joining us. So again, 80 to 90 degrees, that's pretty warm. I do use a heat mat when I start my seeds, pepper seeds, indoors, unless my grow tent is in a warm spot where I can keep that temperature at 80 degrees. So that is one of the biggest issues that people have with germinating pepper seeds is soil temperatures. If it's not warm enough, you will most likely have an issue with germination. Again, if you're growing indoors. So for those of you just joining me, if you missed it, at the very end of my video, I'm going to talk about no, will grow. I do not sell heat mats. Hey, Val, I was just discussing the outdoor seed starting 10th. Sorry, brain's frazzled fried. Let me talk about the giveaway really quick. After my video is done, I'm gonna do a giveaway of Mary's pepper seed combo pack. All you have to do is comment after my video. If you comment during the live chat, it's not gonna show up, but if you comment afterwards, I'm gonna give you guys okay. So I'm gonna be done here at 5:30 at the latest, Central Time. I'll give you till 8:30 Central Time, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pick a winner. So you've got 3 hours after I go live to comment. And you just have to be in the US or Canada. You don't have to buy anything, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is comment sometime between 5:30 and 8:30 Central Time on February 3rd, 2023. Okay, so what else? Old seeds. You can totally use old seeds, but I will add this. Using fresh seeds gives you a jump up. It gives you a leg up because generally speaking, fresh seeds will have a better germination rate or a higher germination rate than old seeds. Now, also in the description section of this video, you'll find a link to my video about seed storage. Don't store your seeds in the heat. Don't store your seeds outside where your temperatures might be fluctuating up and down, or they might be exposed to rain, or they might be exposed to bugs or vermin, whatever. You want to store it in a cool, dry, dark place. You can germinate pepper seeds that are 10 years old or older, but you might not have optimal germination compared to fresh seeds. I just did 3 trays of seeds from 2 years ago. Of course, Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I got access to a lot of seeds, and I don't throw seeds away. I either donate it to our school garden donation program, I give them to friends, I give them to family, or I use it myself. We try not to waste here. So I had 90% germination on 2-year-old seeds. Perfect, awesome. So I don't have to worry about it. But if I had 10-year-old seeds, I would be planting more than I actually needed because the germination might not be as great. So keep that in mind. If you're planting old seeds, just add a little extra just in case. I already mentioned super hots. I love super hots. I love growing hot peppers. Hey, David. And as I mentioned earlier, generally, pepper seeds can take 7 to 10 days if your soil is warm to germinate. But super hots can take 4 to 6 weeks. So please have patience. Growing peppers from seed is definitely a labor of love. I love growing super hots. I love growing peppers, so it's super fun. And there are so many different options. If you're starting indoors, David says, missing my favorite topic. I know, you are the pepper guy. So by the way, since you did miss it, I am doing a giveaway at the very end of the video. Not commenting live, but after my video is published to YouTube, comment. I'm going to pick somebody to get one of my pepper seed combo packs. Kirsten says, I just started peppers in my AeroGarden last week. Everything but my Sugar Rush have sprouted. See, there you go. So if you're starting pepper seeds indoors, you want to start your pepper seeds at a minimum 4 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. Now, I started peppers the day after Christmas, and I started more peppers the day after New Year's. So we have a lot of peppers growing here, and I've got lots of garden space that I'm expanding into to accommodate those peppers. So you can do what works best for you. Find your frost date and count back. My frost date is March 17th this year. So I planted 3 months early. That's pretty darn early. I will have to up pot as I go to make room for those beautiful pepper seedlings as they start to grow. So if you don't have the space, keep that in mind. You're gonna have to kind of shuffle things around so that it works for you. Remember, don't start in cold soil. You wanna make sure you have warm soil. Soggy soil is another reason that people struggle to germinate seeds. You don't want your soil to be waterlogged. You want to make sure that the soil, if you're planting outside, that the soil is not standing water. And then you want to make sure that if you are starting indoors, I use these little super inexpensive 6-cell germination trays. They're super easy. to transport as far as just the seeds go, and they're super easy to up pop from there. And then I can grow a lot more when I first get started. So if you're doing that, you want to make sure that if you water your trays indoors, that you drain off any extra water, or you can use a turkey baster to suck up some of that water. Soggy soil will cause your seeds to either rot before they get a chance to germinate, or you might just have sickly seedlings. If you notice the leaves on your peppers start to curl, sometimes that's because they have too much water. You're over watering your peppers. And fun fact, if you want to create hotter peppers, you can stress them. So kind of crazy, right? Sometimes I get a little more spicy when I'm overstressed too. So you can sometimes stress your peppers and cause them to get a little more spicy. So like my jalapenos, they had a little bit of the cracks in them and they turned red. Those were the best peppers I had all season long. So sometimes a little stress on your peppers is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It makes for a great spicy pepper. So curling happens generally when your roots aren't getting enough access to oxygen and nutrients. So again, you don't want to add too much water. Less water in general is better for peppers. Not for everything, but we're talking about peppers tonight. Let's see. Willow Grow says, funny, my wife gets heated with me all the time. Does that mean I stress her? Quite possibly. Sometimes we get a little heated, but you know, I like peppers and peppers are cool. So, all right. So if I'm starting my seeds indoors, I'm using a fan. A fan is so awesome and so important. If you use a fan, hey, I'm honest. If you use a fan with your seedlings, you're going to be stressing that stem a little bit, and that stem will grow stronger. Super important. It can also, if you have a fan blowing on your plants and on your soil, yes, it might dry out a little more, a little faster, so you do want to keep an eye on it. But it can also keep and prevent damping off. Super important. Hey, Christian, thanks for joining me. Welcome. Another Texas regular. So if I'm starting indoors, I'm always using a fan. So keep that in mind as well for those of you that are starting your pepper seeds indoors. Peppers are heavy feeders. What the heck does that mean? So when I say heavy feeders, I mean that they require more nutrients than, say, for example, lettuce. Lettuce doesn't need a lot of fertilizer because then you just taste the fertilizer. But peppers use a lot of nutrients. So you do want to make sure that you're starting in good, healthy, nutrient-dense soil, but also that you're feeding them regularly. I use Mountain Flower Root Boost. That's a mouthful there. Hey, Mommy Giggles, thanks for joining us. Welcome. And then I also use a couple things. Christian says phosphorus bone meal. Yes, there is phosphorus and bone meal, I believe, in our Mountain Flower Root Boost. Bone meal is great for a lot of different things, actually, and phosphorus is great for a lot of things. But if you need to, sometimes you need to have your soil tested, because sometimes you don't want to just throw in a nutrient, something that might be high in phosphorus, and then go, oh, I already had a good amount of phosphorus in my soil. So keep that in mind. David says, I'll be doing more clover cover cropping in my beds and pots with peppers to help with some nitrogen. Very awesome. That is really cool. We did talk about, cover crops. Cover crops are pretty awesome too. I have a whole video on that as well. So you want to make sure you feed your soil. If you want to do natural inputs, you can make your own compost. You can make your own compost tea. I definitely add coffee grounds and things like that. There's a whole discussion about using coffee grounds and how possibly it's controversial, and I don't think it's very controversial, but I use it in my garden. It's great. Coffee, I drink it. The extra coffee grounds, which are not super highly acidic, go into the compost or go into my garden. As long as you're not using just coffee grounds to grow in, you're totally fine. And lastly, before I finish for the evening, for those of you, Willow Grow says you use coffee grounds all the time. So before I go, I have one more tip for my video. Before I go, I will be doing a giveaway after my video. So as soon as my video is done, not in the live comments, comment in the regular section for comments. And as long as you're in the US or Canada, I'm gonna go ahead and get a giveaway going in 3 hours, 8:30 Central Time. David says, many forgot about blossom end rot in peppers, and I do add eggshells and calcium supplements too. Fantastic. Adding those things to your compost pile and then adding them to your garden is fantastic. And if you are lacking in calcium, you don't want to wait until you have blossom end rot to amend your soil. You really need to amend your soil ahead of time. So adding some bone meal, adding some fish bone meal, adding eggshells, all fantastic sources of calcium. And that will help save you so much headache in the future. So last but certainly not least, before I finish, plant in full sun. Peppers love heat. They love full sun. And yes, even in the East Texas heat we get and the blazing sun, peppers still love sun. So you want to give them plenty of sun, 6 to 8 hours minimum. Mine probably get even more. And yeah, they look a little droopy, but not the end of the world. At the end of the day, they kind of come back. Mommy Giggle says, or raise rabbits free fertilizer. Rabbit poop is amazing. We call it garden gold here. It is absolutely fantastic. So definitely add that to your garden. All right, everybody, I am signing off. I am Mary at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I appreciate all of you that joined me. So just to recap, at 8:30 Central Time, I'm going to pull a winner for our Mary's Pepper Seed Combo Pack. It's not in the description section. All you have to do is comment after this video once we are no longer live, and then I'll pick a winner. You just have to be in the US or Canada. If you have questions, you can send an email to mary@marysheirloomseeds.com. If you send me an email and you do not see a response within 48 hours, please check your spam folder because I respond to almost every single email that comes through. But some of you don't get it because for one reason or another, my email ends up in your spam folder. So check it, let me know. I'm Mary at Mary's Heirloom Seeds signing off, and happy planting, everybody.